All right, we just got our trusses delivered. Praise the Lord. That was honestly something I was real worried about. I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to make it back here. I even had asked a neighbor a long time ago if we needed to drive him onto his pasture and cut down his fence, if we could do that, and he said yes. But he called me, I told him where we were at, and he went for it. So praise the Lord. Actually, when we first got here a year ago, I told Natalie I wanted to clear a circle around the house. That way when we get materials they could drive around and go. We haven't done that at this point. And prior to finishing the dirt work, all this was muddy. There's tree stumps everywhere, logs everywhere. We wouldn't have been able to get them. And we've been praying about the weather, no rain, and the Lord has answered our prayers. Fortunately, we haven't had any rain in a while, which is a little unusual, but it's kept everything nice and dry, no mud. He was able to pull right around just as we hoped. And here they are. Now we got to figure out how we're going to get them up there. up and over? Yeah. Push down. Nice. Good. Beautiful. You gotta go to post number 3. I'm gonna keep going your way so I can get centered. How do you like that, Wilson? As far as center goes. Push it out. Oh, you got to go in one more. Sorry, can you pull your back out? Here we go. Good thing. Alright, we really didn't film yesterday. It was getting late and we were just trying to get it done and trying to figure it out, and honestly the video is always an afterthought. So we got 3 trusses up, but we're calling a bay. We're doing 3 at a time, and then we do the purlins on top. They're 20 feet long. The trusses are 8 foot on center. There's a little bit of overhang on the end of the pole barn for our roof overhang, and then there's a little bit of overhang on the inside to tie the 2 purlins together with the next set. The issue that we're having is that, you know, these trusses are clear spanning. They're only supported on the end, so they're not like perfectly straight. They're doing this kind of like S all throughout. And so y'all saw we pre-marked all the purlins out and pre-drilled them, and that's how we're squaring up all the trusses. So the trusses have marks every 2 foot that are 1.5 inches wide, and then the purlins have marks every 8 foot that are 1.5 inches wide. And so we line those 2 marks up like so, and that makes it so our trusses at the top are 8 foot on center as they should be. And then it also makes it so our purlins are 2 foot on center as they should be. We found some crappy purlins that on our first go around we just missed, so we're gonna pre-drill those ones and then get these last few up. We nailed the first 2 trusses in on almost all of them, but we gotta do the third truss still. Again, the problem being that we've only had a couple that are like totally off. I mean, 1.5 inches off because the truss is so bent out or whatever. So we started, at first we're just pushing on the truss back and forth to kind of get it in place where we wanted it, but now we're using a ratchet strap, just throwing it across whichever trusses we're trying to sandwich together at 8 foot, and we're just strapping it in. It's working, takes a little bit longer, but it's working a lot easier, requires a lot less muscle, and we're pretty wore out. So we've been building like a brace system. I don't know if you can see on the bucket, there's like some wooden forks sticking out that we made. We made some wooden forks, and the bucket has some holes. We put up some big bolts and all thread through it and bolted both sides, and it's sturdy. I mean, you could shake the whole tractor by it. And then now the 2x4 running across the top is a double plate 2x4. So we set the truss on the edge of the wooden forks against that 2x4 and stand it up. And then we do some horizontal bracing from the truss webbing down to the wooden forks that we made, the 4x6s. And it locks it in plenty. I mean, you could shake the whole tractor by the truss, lift it up, and drive over here and with no problems. So